Talvo VII was a moon nobody wanted, and everybody needed, which made it the perfect place to die. Sergeant Marcus Webb crouched behind what used to be a defensive bunker, now nothing more than expensive rubble, calculating how many seconds remained before the krill overran their position. His tactical display screamed warnings in 3 different languages. None of them were encouraging. Plasma fire lit the battlefield in violent flashes, and the krill, they didn't roar, they didn't scream, they chittered, millions of mandibles clicking together in horrifying synchronization. "Webb, we need to fall back," Lieutenant Chen's voice crackled through comms. Marcus fired into the advancing swarm. Fall back where? Extraction's compromised. 40 human soldiers had been sent to Talvo VII, a symbolic contribution to the Valoran Empire's defense. 40 humans supporting 10,000 Valoran troops. It was supposed to be easy, a diplomatic mission, a safe demonstration of cooperation. Then the krill arrived, and everything became a slaughterhouse. Marcus checked his ammo counter. 15 shots left. The krill kept coming, liquid death moving across broken ground. 6-legged nightmares with crystalline armor that reflected weapons fire, and blades that could tear through battle armor like paper. Then Marcus saw her, 30 meters to his left, a Valoran Crimson Guard, elite warrior of the Empress, pinned beneath a collapsed support beam. Krill warriors closed in. Every instinct screamed at him to run. He was a sergeant, not a hero. But the warrior looked up, and through her visor, Marcus saw certainty. She knew she was about to die. His body moved before his mind agreed. "Webb, what are you doing?" Chen shouted. "Something stupid," Marcus replied. He sprinted forward, dropped his rifle, grabbed the beam, pulled with everything he had. His armor amplified his strength, but the metal barely moved. The krill were 10 meters away, then 5. He could smell them now, a wrong, mechanical, organic stench. The beam shifted. The warrior dragged herself free, just as the first krill struck. Marcus fired 3 rounds point blank. The second creature slammed into him like a freight train. Pain exploded through his body. He looked down. A crystalline blade protruded from his abdomen, clean through. Blood flooded his armor. His vision darkened. Gunfire erupted. The Crimson Guard warrior, Kess, stood over him, firing with perfect precision. More Valorans arrived. The swarm retreated under heavy fire. Hands grabbed Marcus. Voices shouted medical commands. Extraction ships roared overhead. The battlefield blurred into light and noise as he was carried aboard. And then she arrived. Empress Shade Valkyrius, 7 feet of armored authority, silver eyes that missed nothing. She moved through the medical bay, inspecting the wounded herself, a monarch who walked among soldiers. Kess knelt instantly. "Majesty, this human saved my life." Shade approached Marcus. The medics had cut away his armor. The wound should have been fatal. She stared at it, not with sympathy, but shock. This wound should be killing him. "It still might," a medic replied nervously. Shade shook her head. "No, look closer." The bleeding had slowed. Tissue was regenerating. Impossible regeneration. Human biology didn't work like this. But Marcus wasn't dying. 47 hours later, Marcus woke, alive, which immediately made him suspicious. Elder Vaughn, chief medical advisor, stood beside him. "You should have been dead in 47 minutes, he said calmly. Marcus looked at his torso. The wound was healing, not slowly, actively, cells knitting together before his eyes. No implants, no nanites, no augmentation. He displayed genetic scans. You carry markers identical to an ancient species, the inheritors, legendary warriors who vanished 15,000 years ago, beings capable of surviving mortal wounds, their power known as the Flame Constant, a biological response activated under mortal death. Marcus stared in disbelief. "You're saying humanity carries alien warrior DNA?" Shade answered quietly. "We believe humanity was seeded, prepared for a future war." The Krill attacks intensified, specifically targeting humans. "They can sense you," Vaughn explained. "The Krill evolved to destroy the inheritors." Marcus understood instantly. "So surviving painted a target on my entire species." Shade met his eyes, or revealed the galaxy's last hope. Back on the battlefield, Marcus returned to combat. Krill forces ignored all other targets. They wanted humans. During the assault, a young soldier, Reynolds, was struck, a mortal wound. But instead of collapsing, his injury began healing. The flame constant activated. Then another soldier, and another. Human genetics awakening under mortal threat. 4 humans stood against the swarm. Faster, stronger, impossible to kill. For the first time, the Krill retreated. Weeks later, Marcus stood before Earth's military command. Generals watched combat footage in stunned silence. 30% of humanity carried dormant inheritor genes, Marcus explained, and the Krill are coming for all of them. Silence filled the room. Humanity had gone from minor ally to galactic turning point, not by technology, not by strategy, but by blood. Marcus later received a message from Empress Shade. "How goes the political chaos?" He smiled faintly. "As fun as being stabbed," he replied. Across the galaxy, debates raged. Were humans saviors or future monsters? Marcus looked at the scar on his chest, still warm with impossible life. He was still just a soldier from Cleveland, still trying to not get everyone killed. The only difference now was that humanity had awakened, and the galaxy would never be the same again.